If you know me, you know I like cats and I have 2 cats myself. So when I saw Miniverse had cat themed, I've had to get them. So today we'll be doing the teacup Calico cat. And then, actually these are the actual little teacups, and then the kettle. And then they also have cookies. So we have the cat cookies as well. We'll just put one off to the side. I've already opened them to make sure I knew what I was getting, to make sure I got the right ones. So we'll just start with this one here. So this is the Mold It Yourself Miniverse. And in this series, they have the pink set, the green set, the Calico set, the tiger and black cat set, which I did not get that set. Figured I'd have the Calicos, that's enough. Some mushrooms, some rainbows, which I thought were also really cute. The shells, and then some faces. We'll look at that a little bit here. Let's open what we have. So here is our mold. So it's a little different than some of the other Miniverse ones. In this, you actually make the mold itself, which is kind of fun. Well, hopefully it'll be fun. We'll see. I haven't tried it yet. Which could be kind of fun because if you mess up, you can keep making more. But I believe there's only one handle, so if we try to make more, we just don't have the handle. It's a really fun sun. So that's some sandpaper to sand down any rough edges. It's kind of cute that they provide that. That's cute, and little cat heads and paws. Set a kettle on. Teacup. And then these must be the stickers. Spots. Decorate your own. That's really cute. I might open those later. I think I'm going to keep this just so when I'm finished I can store that away later. So we'll put that off to the side. Have a sunny day. That's his little head, and it could be a tail, and then the top, so it's really cute for a little teapot. And another fun thank you sun. We have a resin. It's a good size thing of resin. Sunny Studio. It says white. 100% fire. I'm kind of surprised there's not little cats on this, but it's just kind of, I guess, generic for the theme of this. So it's like the rainbows and things. And we have a little nozzle. And it is nice, they even give you a little thing to put your piece in as you're working on it. That way, kind of help contain the mess. I also laid down a piece of paper because I'm messy, so I want to make sure that's safe. My desk, and then your little shelf as well. here's all the pieces. So it looks like you do put it upside down. So here's the opening. You don't want to pour it inside. And we'll just pour the resin in. Then we'll get our light. You can do the sun, or I do a little UV light. Let it cure. And then because it's a bigger piece, you want to cure both sides. I'll probably also do the sides as well. Then we'll pop it off, pop it out, sand down the rough edges, use some resin to attach these pieces, and at least that's nice. You know, if this mold is just really wonky, then you didn't waste those yet. So don't add these until you know you have a good one. And then we add our stickers. And that's a little hood. That's cute. Do we have, oh, we do have the hood. I like that spot. Okay. It did have a little bit of a cover, so that was good. It does look white. If your resin ever has trouble coming out, you can kind of warm it up, not like a microwave, but like in your hands. Some people have done a warm water, but just don't let the water touch resin. If you ever get resin on your hands, don't wash it off. That makes a bigger mess. You actually just want to use like a paper towel, some rubbing alcohol, things like that. I'm going to stick the nozzle kind of down in there to really make sure I get those edges. It's a little hard to squeeze. So here is my little UV light. I'm just going to plug it in and set it until this is set. It is a little hard to see if through this because it's not super transparent, so transparent would have been kind of nice, but I understand. I think I filled it all the way, kind of kept squeezing it to try to get those air bubbles. That'll be the biggest issue, making sure you don't have air bubbles, but since it's hard to see through this, it'll be hard to tell if there's air bubbles or not. And it did seem like we used pretty much all of this. So unless you go out and get more resin, if you mess up, you kind of are one and done here. You can also, there's like one little bubble. If there's a lot of bubbles, you can also take a little flame to it. Just be careful you don't burn your silicone mold. So with this one being like this, I would not. That's why I just popped it like that. But yeah, I'm just going to use the UV light, set it, and then we'll come back and unmold. So I did 15 minutes on this side, flipped it over, 15 minutes on this side, and then I like to, just to make sure before I flipped it, I tapped to make sure it was hard. So it feels like it is, and even the sides feel pretty hard. And it's actually, it does get a little warm as well. So, moment of truth here. Looks like it's just slightly wet right here, so I'm going to actually just do a few minutes on the side because I only did the top and bottom. So before I fully unmold it so I don't touch it, I'm going to do just a little bit more of the UV light. So one thing I want to note is it did get sticky on the sides. I did use my UV light to try to cure that little stickiness. It never seemed to cure. So I ended up just taking some rubbing alcohol with like a paper towel and rubbing it to help with that, get that sticky off. So I don't know if the resin's a little old, something like that. My bottom's not too bad. I could, well, maybe it's a little crooked. I could sand it a little bit if you want. And I also just realized it said makey make, which was really cute. But the sandpaper is to sand your bottom if you need to. It stays pretty well, so I think I'm just gonna leave mine. I don't like sanding. So next is to add a top and handle and those things, which we will need the resin for, and the lines or the holes look really nice and crisp. So I think that's gonna fit in there well. I'm just gonna test it out ahead of time to make sure. So it does look like I'll probably have to apply some pressure as I hold it, as I use my UV light, which would be kind of hard to do with the sun because that would take longer. Maybe with that one, if you held it like that, it would be okay. It's slightly different white, but that's all right. And this is when you actually need the nozzle. So we just need a dot. So I let that sit for about 10 minutes under the UV light, and that's on there well. So now we'll do the handle. And I noticed, like I said, it's a tail. So make sure you put the tail the correct way so then it stays nice. You don't have to hold it for that whole 10 minutes. So we'll just apply our resin in there. It will seep out a little bit because this is a pretty small hole. That should be all right. I guess you could also use a glue if you wanted to. Right, and then I'm going to set this. All right, 10 minutes and it looks good. So there is a teapot right now, and we just have to put the little lid on. I guess you could use resin to keep it on. I'm not going to because it's kind of fun if you ever want to put something inside. But we now have to put our decals. Those are super cute. And then oops, that one black little whisker is not wanting to stay down. lost all whisker, but that's alright. These ears are going to be a little tight, but we'll see how they go. So there's 2 layers on this. You first place it down, rub it on, and then peel off that top clear plastic. And there is what our little teapot is going to look like. It's super cute. Again, I'm just gonna do that here off camera, but you get the idea. I like how they did the spots and let us pick where we wanted them. And making them like those stickers, but that's so cute. And then you can take his little head off. Super cute. So I'm gonna do that and then clean up, and then we'll start the teacups. So let's go ahead and open up those Calico teacups. Again, it's those same ones you can get. And it actually looks like it's very similar to the one we just made. So we'll pour the resin. The mold will have ears, so we want to use that nozzle to really make sure you get the ears. So there's no bubbles there. We'll fill it up, cure it for 15 minutes, flip it, cure it for the other side for 15. I feel like I'll probably have to use that rubbing alcohol to make sure the sides aren't sticky. Unmold it, sand it, apply all the fun little stickers and our handles. So let's open it up. Oh, saucers. I like that they made them 2 different colors. There's a little black piece on that. Alright. I always like the little newspaper. It's really creative. Crafty Crafts, Art Store. How do I look? You look cute. And then there's some fun little pieces on here. So that's always kind of fun. Little spoons, they actually have a nice little angle to them. The legs for our stand. Have a sunny day. That's our little handles. Make a teacup. fun painting cool sun that says thank you. And this is our resin. So we got the nozzle and the resin. Similar container as our other one, just a little bit smaller since teacups are smaller. So that's empty now. Our little base to work with. So we got more sandpaper, and then our different spots. Kind of an angry face with a tongue, and then a cute little one. Got that heart-shaped spot, which is really cute. It says hiss and purr. Maybe actually decorate your own cup. They kind of made it brown spots and the light spots and brown spots, but I don't know. I might mix them up, we'll see. And I do like the tongue sticking out, but I also like the cute face. I wish they would have given us even more options on faces, so maybe if we wanted like all sassy cats or all cute, but those are still really cute. Oh, it says spicy kittens. That's cute. I think this is going to be the mold. And it is. Makes sense that they give us one, but it would be kind of nice to be able to do both at the same time, since it takes technically 30 minutes to cure one, because you have to do 15 on one side, 15 on the other side. But that's why I'll just get something else done while it's sitting underneath the UV light. And I'll keep that so I can keep this, but there's our mold, and we'll pour it from the top. Oh, the cookies. I was wondering, what else do we have left? And that was all that was in that ginormous bag. Sun-baked sweets. Oh, and that's so cute with the little paw prints. That one's just a little messed up, but that's okay. I don't know if it'll focus. So you probably could use the resin to attach like the spoon and the cookies. I'll probably leave them loose just in case I decide not to keep them in the same spot, but that's something you can do. And it's also white. So put our mold down. It's nice that it fits in there really nicely. Again, there should be some ears there. It's hard to see, but there's an ear there and an ear there. Ear there. So we'll have to make sure we really get the resin down in those areas. Kind of press it because it doesn't look like it's wanting to go in, so even with the nozzle it didn't quite go in those holes. I think it went now, but when you make yours, just really make sure and kind of squish it too to. Sorry, it's hard to show you this part. not seem to take much at all to fill it. Again, it's hard to really see if you got down in there, but I think I wiggled and shook it enough, tapped it down, so hopefully that will be good with no holes, so, or air pockets. So I'm gonna cure that, again 15 minutes on each side, and then we'll come back. So I went ahead and demolded one of our cups and went and filled the next one, but I'll unmold this one with you guys. So I like to just kind of pull this away first. And if there's any extra resin on your mold, it comes off easily if you wait for it to dry. So there it is. We have both of our molds. The ears look great. These ones, maybe since they're smaller, they're not as sticky as the big one, but is a little bit on the inside. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that rubbing alcohol to get off that excess, since it didn't seem to work well, just doing the UV lights. Let me do that real quick. I think the bottoms of mine look pretty good. They didn't need the sanding, but you can do that next if they need it. So we need to put the stickers on and the handles. It actually says to do the handles next. Nope, it does say do them last. I was gonna say I'm gonna do my stickers next before I do the handles, just since less moving around with them. Here's our cute little stickers. And they're just like the other ones where you stick them on and then peel that top layer off. So I think I'm going to do the faces first. If you didn't want calico cats, you could do white cats. That I mixed up the spots. I think that looks cute. And I like that you can do what you want with it, kind of make it your own. Just be careful, I almost covered up the hole there with that sticker. And I almost wish that they had the handles going on opposite sides versus the same, so they could sit closer together, but that's alright. And then we just need to put our tails on, so don't forget that it is actually a tail of the handle, so it'll fit in just like that. Super cute. So I'm going to go ahead and add the resin so they both have the little tails, but just so you see what it'll look like. And there's that one. I like all of these. I think I like the teacups better than the teapot itself, if I had to pick, but it's a really cute set. And under the UV light for 10 minutes they go. So here are all of our pieces all finished. I love how they turned out. Super cute. And you can put them on the little tray there. Oh, cookie. You have to let me know down below which one you like better, the teacup or the teacups or the teapot. And I think I'm gonna wait to do the cookies with another one. I have another in that series, so I'll just end that here with these guys. So make sure you look for that other one so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.